I'm out here in a secret location known to the Hamilton Amateur Astronomers Club as M31 Andromeda Meadows. It is by invitation only, by reservation only, star party that has been held here. This is the third year running. Andromeda Meadows is a private site, and it is privately owned. It's a very nice property that is surrounded by apple trees, as well as all sorts of other trees, and ample wide space to be able to get a good look at the sky. The whole property is crisscrossed with hiking trails, including in part the Bruce Trail, which is a trail that runs down the length of southern Ontario. Behind me is a hill that the GPS apparently takes a lot of people up to get to this place. There is another way that isn't quite as steep, but been warned not to try to take a trailer up this route, and I can see why, although I am tempted to take the Jeep. Last night was my first night here, and the skies were absolutely phenomenal. Although it was pretty windy, too gusty for my little portable rig. I'm pretty sure only about a quarter of my imaging worked out. But even a half hour worth of imaging here is comparable to, I would say, 2 or 3 hours at back home. So what I captured hopefully will turn out quite well. I'm here for one more night tonight, and the winds are supposed to gust even higher, but I'm going to try to park the Jeep so that it blocks the worst of it. This star party is completely off-grid, and to make do, I've brought two small batteries, one 1600 watt and one 600 watt lead acid battery. They did not last through last night. And although we have a small generator during the day to power up equipment, I think I drained one of them to the point where that just wasn't enough, and I had to hook it up to the car battery to get it to charge. Even though it was too windy to do a lot of imaging last night, I did spend a very nice evening with binoculars and the visual scope. There are some fantastic people at the club who helped me find a couple of objects with the binoculars, including M13, M31, and the Triangulum Galaxy. I also took quite a bit of time to look at Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars, which came up in the early hours of the morning. My setup tonight is a 300mm ED NIKKOR fixed focal length lens, a SLT mount on equatorial wedge, which is really just a camera tripod that's been reinforced, and the 305 and 165 SVBONY camera and guide scope combination. Camera-wise, I'm running the ASI294MC Pro with a ZWO adapter for Nikon lenses, which I'm going to be using with filters. And for control, I have a Windows laptop. It's a old IdeaPad 320 that would be grossly underpowered for this, but I have upgraded it with a solid-state drive and additional memory. Power-wise, I'm using a MotoMaster Eliminator 1600 power supply. This is just a lead-acid battery, so it does not last very long with this setup. I can get maybe 5 or 6 hours out of it, which is why I'm going to hold off until it is fully dark before I switch everything on. And then for visual, I have the Celestron 102 GT that I have added a longer dovetail to and pushed forward with a couple of counterweights. And that's running with a small battery as well. It's been a couple of weeks since the star party, and I don't know if you noticed in the video, but I was on the verge of getting sick. And unfortunately, I've lost my voice, so I haven't got my voice back yet, obviously, but I didn't want to delay making this video too long, as it is kind of getting to the end of the season. And I wanted to get this video out so that if any of you were members of astronomy clubs, if you had an opportunity to join a star party before the end of the year, that you might get a chance to do so. They are a lot of fun and well worth it. And if you're observing from the city or from the suburbs like I am, then certainly making it out to a star party to a darker sky location is well worth the trip. I had a fantastic time with the HAA at Andromeda Meadow. I ended up imaging 3 targets. I imaged M31, the Andromeda Galaxy. I also imaged M20 and M8. So this is the Trifid nebula and the Lagoon nebula, which I've been chasing after all year. So I was very happy to get both of those in the same field of view with the 300mm lens. So hopefully you guys enjoy those at the end of this video. The other target I went after is one that I didn't particularly like when I've imaged it in the past. This is the California Nebula. The California Nebula, especially through 1000mm scope, this was my 6-inch Celestron 6 SE, never really turned out very well because it's a wide field target, and if you try to get it with a longer focal length, it just won't look like much. So this time around, again at 300mm and only with 1 hour's worth of data, I was pretty happy with what I got. So I will put these images to the end of this video as usual. Until next time, thanks for watching, and clear skies.